What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a existing viewer, thank you for coming back. So y'all blew up my last video that started gaining some views. I figured I'd do another video style like that, which was basically just me vlogging, and then me just telling a story. And I got a couple of stories for days, but they might be a little triggering. So I don't know. I might tell some, but not all. But I did I think y'all was rocking with that for a little bit, so I figured I'd do another time. I do like vlogging. It just be hard for me to remember to pick the darn camera up. So we're trying something out. But this is gonna be a little commercial break. I don't want to hear no yelling. I mean, no arguing. Yeah, I know if y'all got kids, every time y'all tell y'all kids to do something, they get the argument. So that's kind of what happened here. I told them to clean their room. They just start arguing out of nowhere, and I just was like, yeah. 2 seconds in, I don't want to hear it. Y'all forgive me for my voice. I'm a little sick, so if you hear me coughing or sniffling and stuff like that, y'all, my apologies ahead of time. So this story is going to be about when I had my first child and how my mom did not show up, y'all. She did not show up. She did not show up. She did not show up. I don't know what was wrong with sis, but she did not show up. So at this time, I am married, y'all. I was living on my own, everything. So me and my mom always had issues. She always kind of just targeted me. I don't know what that was. I mean, now that I'm older, I think it was a little bit more spiritual, but it is what it is. I'm not going to really get into that. I'm just going to tell y'all kind of what happened with the story. Disclaimer, this is not to bash anybody. This is not for me. I'm not looking for sympathy or nothing. I'm literally just telling a story because it's what happened, and I choose to do that at the moment that, to connect it to this world. Um, so I know how social media is. I might have comments and stuff like that. That's fine, but don't do too much because I'm not looking for sympathy. It's literally just what happened, and I'm not a person to fluff the fluff the story just for views or nothing. It's literally what happened, and I'm not trying to do it looking for no type of support. Because to be honest, I feel like God was there the entire time. Um, because to be honest, I should have more trauma than what I have. PTSD, if you will. And I really don't. I don't hold nothing. I've never internalized anything. I never held none of that stuff. And I feel like that is all, that has to be all credit to God because, other people who have issues with their parents and stuff like that really don't be good. And, sometimes can't even move forward. Excuse me. But my motto has always been just it is what it is. I'm not gonna hold nothing. I'm not gonna hold nothing in. I'm always gonna keep pushing forward. Like me, I had to always be resilient. So I think that's just kind of where it came from. But again, all that credit goes to God because regardless, a lot of the stuff that I did go through was wrong and shouldn't have been, and has it impacted me to this day? Yes, but I can recognize it to the point where I can you know correct it if that makes sense. But anyway, we're gonna get into the story. So I was living on my own, everything. I was married, the whole nine. I got pregnant, and everything was fine up until it wasn't. So they wound up telling me that I had protein in my urine, but they didn't tell me what that meant. So when I asked, is that okay? They like, yeah, everything's fine. A couple of days later, I had this banging headache, 4 o'clock in the morning. I wake up. Now, I usually have migraines anyway. Excuse me. So my pain tolerance for migraines and stuff is pretty high, but this was different. And then I tried to go back to sleep. It was just it wasn't working. And then the pain just got worse. It was in the back of my head, like the nape of my neck at the bottom, and then it was kind of just going up to the middle of my head. And when it got really, really bad to the point where it was excruciating, that's when I was like, yeah, okay, let me go to the hospital because I'm pregnant. I probably wouldn't even have went to the hospital if I wasn't pregnant, to be honest, but that's neither here nor there. So I go to the hospital. Now, the OBGYN that I was seeing was connected to the hospital that I went to. So when I go to the hospital, they're like, oh, your blood pressure is high. You have preeclampsia. We need to do emergency C-section. I'm like, whoa, where did this come from? Because I just seen y'all 2 days. So if this is the case, why y'all didn't, what are the pre-existing factors of preeclampsia, and one of them they said that it was like, well, you did have protein in your urine. I said, but I asked the lady, like when I asked her, was that okay? She didn't tell me. Well, we should admit you to monitor you. Y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all told me I was good and I can go home. So from that moment, I was like, I can't trust y'all. Y'all not operating on me. Point blank and the period. So the doctor was like trying to convince me basically by fear mongering. I don't operate under fear, so that's not gonna scare me. I'm more scared that you were operating on me and you didn't tell me there was something wrong with me than me going to another hospital. Me, a few more minutes going to another hospital. Like, no, we're not doing that. So then he tried to convince my husband at the time. He tried to convince him, and I'm like, and he know me. I'm like, them if you want to. If you don't tell them people to discharge me, I'm gonna walk out. I don't care how nobody feel. I don't care what y'all say. I will run out this hospital because I don't feel safe with y'all operating on me, and that will give me even more stress. Y'all, I did not know stress was a killer like that because literally I was stressing from my job. Like when I got the job, I was new. I mean, not new. Obviously, I was new for a new employee, but I was pregnant, and my they didn't know I was pregnant. So I think once they realized, like once I told them, and I was kind of scared, excuse me, to say that because I didn't want to lose a job because I needed it. I'm like about to have a baby, I need to work. So it was just a whole lot. But yeah, I was stressing to the point where I was complaining while I was going to work. I was complaining during lunch break and out breaks. I was complaining on the way home. That job was stressing me so bad because I felt like they kept putting stuff on me because they knew I was pregnant. So they trying to get me to they was trying to get me to quit. But I'm not no quitter. Like, and I needed a job because what y'all gonna do? But y'all, if I knew what I know now, I would have the mess out of them because I went into preeclampsia. I mean, I went into early labor. Well, not early labor, but I had to get the emergency C-section, and I had a preeclampsia, and this was all due to stress, y'all, because I had nothing before that said anything was wrong. But I was complaining for months before I even had her. Like this, when I tell y'all, it was a mess. It was a mess. So anyway, um, so I think they were trying to put the pressure on me for me to quit, and I did not. So that I think that's what caused all of this. The stress caused all the preeclampsia and all of that. And I told them, I said, no, y'all, if y'all knew I had protein and protein was a pre-existing factor, then y'all should have told me beforehand. Because y'all didn't, y'all not operating on me. So after a while, they kept saying like, oh, you and the baby could die. I don't give a damn. I can die during surgery at the same time. Like you're not operating on me because I don't trust you. So I said, if you don't discharge me, I'm gonna leave. So he tried to still do his little thing. Oh, I can't be responsible. Whatever. I'm not signing a paper and let me out. So we leave, we go get the hospital bag. I'm like, if he's saying it's preeclampsia, then they probably gonna say it, excuse me, as a second, opinion anyway. So let's just have everything ready. I get the hospital bag. Yeah, I was starving. By this time it's like 9 a.m. I've been up since 4. I'll get me something to eat. Boom. We get to the hospital. They're like, yeah, we gotta admit you. I'm like, okay, figure that. So they're like, your blood pressure is a little high. Boom. So we get to the hospital. I call my aunt. My aunt, I love her down. She was there the entire time from the moment that I called her until, I had my surgery and then they went home. I love my aunt Atakima. If you see this or hear this, I love you to the moon and back. So, her and my grandma came. They was coming in they was wheeling me in. So she got all the info from the doctor. The doctor was like, yeah, we're going to monitor her because she has protein in her urine, or she had protein in her urine, and whatever. I guess at this time they didn't get the records from the previous hospital I had just went to. So they just told me it's going to be monitoring. So I think everything's good. I'm like, all right, well, in the hospital, everything's fine. Now, my aunt called my mom. Now, I don't know what time it was, but it was the daytime. I know that for a fact. They called my mom. My mom did not come. And I'm like, it was expected. Like, I didn't expect really nothing else because that's just, we never really, it was just expected. I put it like that. So, um, she was like, so, they stayed there. She's calling everybody else, letting them inform, oh, Jazz in the hospital. They're just monitoring, giving everybody the rundown, the what's really going on. So, boom. Excuse me. We in the hospital for a little bit. They do all the tests, all of that. They had I think they had to break my water and everything like that. Now, mind you, this is 5 weeks ahead of time. So my daughter was due in September, but this was August 16th. So I get in there, I'm being monitored, I'm laughing, I'm joking with family and stuff like that. People came in and out. I can't remember everybody. Uh, but when I had the surgery, I remember seeing my dad. I remember seeing my aunt, my grandma, my husband, my cousins. I think I remember seeing my sister. My uncle. I think he was there. I think I can't really remember everybody, but they was there. I think for the surgery, and then once I got out, everything was fine. Then they left because it was late. I had her at 9:46 p.m. So on a weekday. So people got other stuff to do. Boom, whatever. So it was around 6. The doctor come in like, you're gonna have emergency C-section. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm like, well, what? This was my first pregnancy. So that's not what I wanted. I wanted a home birth, everything, y'all. And I think I was more overwhelmed of the fact that I wasn't getting it the way that I imagined. And excuse me, not so much the surgery, but just for the fact that it wasn't going the way that I planned it. I think that overwhelmed me a lot. And it's a little frustrating because it was my first. I'm like, it's just everything they're telling me, boom. But she was like, your levels are stroke levels, so we kind of really have no choice. Now she said this to me. It was like 9 o'clock or like 8. It was 8 something, almost 9. And then an hour later, I was in surgery. So when she first said that, like when she told me at 6, they kind of was like, she was like, because I was like, can you just give me a little bit more time? She really didn't want to, but she did. They monitored. They said it's not getting no better. It actually got worse. That's what they said. She said blood pressure was like 220 over like 100 or something. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. But when she told me, I was crying, overwhelmed. They was like, yeah, your face looked like it swelled up, your fingers like swelled up, you're red, this look puffy. Like it was a lot. And it was just because I think I was so overwhelmed. And I just, once I accepted that it was no other way, because I'm not trying to hurt myself or my baby, but I just had a vision and it wasn't going that way. So that kind of pissed me off. So once I realized, like, all right, boom, this baby is coming regardless, then I was like, all right, well, since she coming, we're gonna have a C-section. Now, mind you, at this point, my aunt had called everybody. She called my mom a couple times. Y'all, my mom literally did not come. She literally did not come. She told my aunt that she was going to pray for me and see me in the morning. Y'all, she was at home. She was not stuck nowhere. It would be different. And I still to this day do not understand that, because at the end of the day, I have a daughter, and I will never be able to imagine me not showing up if she has to go into an emergency C-section. Like, I would have left my job because my daughter's in the hospital about to have a baby. That alone would have had me out. But we didn't have that type of relationship, and regardless, she couldn't put none of the stuff that we've been through to the side just for me at that moment. But it was expected. So and that's what I mean. I could not internalize stuff like that, because I probably would have blew up at that hospital if I would have like took something like that to heart at that time. Doesn't mean I can't feel a way. No, I absolutely felt the way afterwards, but it wasn't something that I sat in. I didn't care about none of that. I was like, man, I done had a baby. Like, that's my focus. I'm focused on getting her nice and healthy, because again, she's a preemie, and this is my first one, so I don't even know what to do with this as a preemie. Like, let alone having your first child, but then you got a preemie at that. So it was a lot. Excuse me. We're gonna have a little break, y'all, for the little dancey dance. I'm gonna do a little Harlem Shake real quick, one too. I forget what song I was listening to, but just a little Harlem Shake. But yeah, so it was a lot going on. So again, 9 o'clock coming around, I had to go into surgery. My family was there, everybody but my mom. My mom said she was going to pray for me and she was going to see me in the morning. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, but it's expected. I mean, everybody's just like, dang, but no, like, that was really just what she did. I'm like, dang, girl, that it's, y'all, today, to this day, I would never understand it. It's still crazy to me that that's what you said to me. And mind you, I'm her first daughter. Like, so, but anyway, so she comes the next morning. Now by then it's people coming in and out, or I couldn't see my daughter until 24 hours because I think whatever medicine I had, I couldn't go to the NICU into that world. So I was gonna go later on in the night. So nobody was able to see her. Like my best friend at the time had came in. She went down to see, but then when she came up, she was like, "Yeah, they said nobody else can come because I think they was doing something with my daughter at the time." So I was like, "Okay, thank you for letting me know," because I wasn't able to go down there to see her myself. So she was like, "Yeah, they said they only let me in, but nobody else can come in after that." So I'm like, "Okay, cool. Until 24 hours, cool." So my mom comes in, and she didn't like my husband at the time. It is what it is, y'all. That's a whole lot. It's a whole nother story. Because to be honest, I still don't know why. But I mean, I have a inkling on why, but that's neither here nor there. But she came in and just had like a sense of entitlement. I'm looking like, girl, you wouldn't even come last night. Like surgery was last night. You better look out even let you in this hospital. So she come in with like a sense of entitlement and just like monotone, regular, like, hey, surgery was good. I'm glad. Like, I'm just like, so I'm trying to like bypass that because, girl, you're not about to, your misery love company, and I'm not about to be the company. So we talking about it, she, asked me a question. I'm like, yeah, I haven't even been able to see her because I can't go down there until whatever the medicine wears off within 24 hours. I'm like, so I don't even know. I haven't seen her nothing. I was like, only one person was able to see her, and that was my best friend. And I was like, that's it. Like, so, so she kind of got upset about that. Now that I think about it, it was because she couldn't go see. And I'm like, well, mom, you can't see because they're telling me you can't see. I haven't even seen my child. So you getting mad at the wrong people. She like, well, he saw, first of all, he's her father. Second of all, he was here last night. Third, you could have been here last night and seen her, but you didn't. So you coming in here acting like you want to be mad at somebody for not seeing a child that you could have seen yesterday is crazy to me. Mind you, I just got cut open hours ago. So why are you starting? Why are you in here trying to start with me when the whole reason I even had the surgery is because I had preeclampsia because my blood pressure was high? Why would you try to sit in here and raise my blood pressure again? Like it just don't. None of the stuff that she was doing made any type of sense. So in the midst of me and her kind of just going back and forth, it didn't get loud or nothing like that, but it was just getting like it was nonsense. Because again, I just got cut open. Why are you in here trying to start? And she was just like, it was mellow tone, y'all. Like it just was no thought, no emotion, or nothing behind eyes type of thing. So she started. So in the midst of that, my husband at the time, like, listen, you can't be doing all that. You gotta chill. So then she started getting into it with him, and I'm like, yo, you got to go. I tell you, gotta go. So he's like trying to tell her, yo, please get out. She's not listening. I'm like, yo, go get the nurse. He gets the nurse and tells her you got to get out. They like, yeah, you gotta go. She leaves. But the whole time she talking trash. She's the type that like antagonize you. She'll get up in your face and just like you be looking like, yo, it's like she want to be the victim because she'll get in your face and then like obviously if you the type that don't have no self-control, you hit her and then now she got something to complain about. But we never did none of that. One, I can't even hit you. I'm in the hospital in the bed, so I can't do nothing. My husband not going to hit you. Like he, out of respect for me, he really sitting there just trying not to argue with you. Again, I just got cut open, so I'm just like, you really just like don't you really just don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not only was you not there last night to support me in an emergency surgery, now you're gonna come and gonna be the reason why I'm about to go back into a surgery because now, like, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm about to, I want to knock your head off. On top of that, you raise my blood pressure. Anyway, y'all, I got the nurse to get her up out of there, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, this lady is crazy. Yo, but I had to block her. I had to block her from coming in. I said, I'll put her on the block list. Please do not let her up. If I had preeclampsia last night from blood pressure, high blood pressure, I'm not about to do that again. We're not doing it again. We're not doing it again. I'm here to have my baby, get healthy, go see my baby, bring my baby home, do the things that a first mom could do, a first time mother could do. I'm not here for all this other nonsense. And y'all know she really took that to heart. Like she really felt the way that I put her out. Talk about, oh yeah, he put me out. Well, he put you out on behalf of me. He got the nurse on behalf of me. because you don't care. You clearly don't care about me if you want to be in here starting an argument. And yeah, y'all had to. That's the story of me having to put my mom on a on the block list at the hospital. She could not come in no more. They really had her name at the front because when my aunt came up, she gonna talk about, you got your mom name on the block list, because they asked me was I her, and I said absolutely. She came in here and started an argument, and we were cracking up, but it was just like y'all. It was crazy. But either way you slice it, y'all, God was with me the entire time. But yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in my next one.